Look at all these druids, sitting cozy in their little grove. They got no idea what's coming to them. What's up, everyone? Big Dan here, and in this video, we're going to discuss why you should destroy the Emerald Grove in Baldur's Gate 3. But before we dive into our evil journey, a message from today's sponsor, Wanted Dead. Have you ever wanted to be a katana-wielding, gun-toting, tatted-up baddie in a cyberpunk universe? Then Wanted Dead is the game for you. From the creators of iconic titles like Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, Wanted Dead is a love letter to the hack-and-slash games of the PS3, Xbox 360 era. You'll play as Lieutenant Hannah Stone, leader of a zombie police unit in Hong Kong. You investigate a break-in at a mega corporation called Dower Synthetics and slowly unravel a sinister plot. Throughout the story, you'll fight through mercs and synthetic goons in a gun-fu style combat system. The combat encourages the player to mix melee attacks with guns to get an advantage over your enemies. It's incredibly fun to combo enemies with katanas and AKs, pulling up for a satisfying slow-mo finisher. Outside of combat, there are a variety of side activities and wacky mini-games to pursue, such as karaoke, a bullet hell arcade shooter, and even ramen eating competitions. Everything about this game is over the top and extra, and I'm absolutely here for it. I love the cyberpunk aesthetic blended with 90s retro technology, which provides a unique backdrop for the chaotic and visceral combat. I hope you've had the chance to experience the captivating charm of the unique game Wanted Dead. And the best part is Wanted Dead is currently available for up to 50% off on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. Sale dates for each platform are listed on the screen right now. Don't miss out on this hot deal. Get it now using the link in the description. Handling the conflict between the druids, tieflings, and goblins makes up a big chunk of the main story in Act 1. The obvious good guy outcome is to rescue the Grove by deposing Kaga and eliminating the leadership in the Goblin camp. But today, I want to discuss the benefits of the other side of the conflict. The first and most obvious one is that you get the option to recruit Minthara, a powerful drow paladin, and an all-around baddie. You'll even have the opportunity to have an intimate evening with her right after you raid the Grove. Minthara is an incredibly interesting companion. She previously worshipped Lolth the Spider Queen and initially made contact with the Cult of the Absolute when they sent emissaries into Menzoberranzan. After killing the cultists, Minthara decided it was time to scout out this cult and potentially put an end to their shenanigans. Unfortunately for her, Minthara was lured into a trap by Ketheric, Thorm, and Orin. After agreeing to a meeting with them at Moonrise Towers, Orin attacked, killing her companions and capturing her. Minthara was then infected with a Mind Flayer parasite, thus becoming enthralled to the Absolute as an unwilling participant in the cult. It's only when she comes into contact with our party that she is able to break free of the Absolute's mind control, owing to our possession of the Astral Prism. This is initially a shocking and confusing thing for her, as she can barely remember a time when she was free from the voice of the Absolute. But it's the first crack in her brainwashing that we can dig into deeper later in the game to win her over to our side. Even with the destruction of the Grove, Minthara's ultimate mission in the area was a failure. The Goblin army initially descended onto the region not to smash an enclave of tiefling refugees and druids. They were meant to secure Night Song from a temple stronghold, so Minthara ultimately came back empty-handed. When we arrive at Moonrise Towers, Ketheric and Zrel are passing judgment on Minthara.
You blame the Absolute's chosen for your failure.
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
The goblins. They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying little. And what would you do to those that have failed you?
They are put to death, obviously.
True. Ultimate failure must earn ultimate punishment. Night Warden Minthara, your crime is incompetence, and your sentence is death.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zrel. Be creative.
After Minthara is taken below, we can either decide to rescue her, leave her to her fate, or actively participate in wiping her mind. If we rescue her, she joins our party as a full companion for the rest of the game.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose.
Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue me. For that, I am grateful.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prison, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying the Absolute and becoming a Lithid. She knows it all in a moment. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded. She accepts the truth. She has no choice.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby?
At first glance, Minthara is just a straight evil character fueled by bloodlust. And while she is certainly more evil than most of our companions, she does have some standards. She does not enjoy killing for its own sake, but rather as a means to an end, and she's fearful of losing control to higher powers because of her experiences with the Spider Queen and the Absolute. It's interesting to see how she reacts to a Dark Urge character that totally goes over to their murderous instincts. I initially thought she would support this, but alas, she does not. Experiencing Minthara's story firsthand is definitely worth it for one of your playthroughs, even if you decide to save the Grove or complete the Rite of Thorns the first time around. Though interestingly enough, Larian shared some data on player choices from the first week of BG3's release, and over 1/3 of the player base decided to raid the Grove. Maybe there are more evil bastards in our midst, or maybe people got their fill of the druids and tieflings in early access and wanted to experience the other end of the spectrum, including Minthara. Another reason to destroy the Grove is if you're going for an evil playthrough, especially if you're playing as the Dark Urge. What better way to wreak havoc on Faerun than destroy a sanctuary full of druids and tieflings who are just trying to chill? Sometimes being the hero is exhausting and you just want to experience a taste of mayhem, you know? Destroying the Grove also opens up some opportunities for going undercover in the Cult of the Absolute. It allows you to get a Drider to escort you through the Shadow-Cursed lands and march straight into Moonrise Towers. Plus, you can have some interesting dialogue with True Soul Near and some other cultists along the way. Now, to be fair, on the point of the Moon Lantern, you can convince the convoy to take you to Moonrise even without siding with Minthara's goons, but you need a pretty high Riz score to pull this off without a fight. Or you could just pry it from his cold dead hands. The choice is yours. Overall, in most playthroughs, I will still save the Grove, mainly because I like the tieflings, but it's fun to experience the other side of the story as well. So there you have it, why you should destroy the Emerald Grove in Baldur's Gate 3. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more BG3 and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.